Hey guys, here we go. Here's an interesting video. I'm not sure, I was reading or something. I don't know what got me on this rabbit hole, but it's a topic that's not discussed a lot, and when it is, boy, is it widely debated. In fact, my Elmer, who knows more about radios and been in it his whole life as a ham and a radio broadcast engineer, says not necessary. But just for fun, I want to find out for myself. So what I'm talking about is, do you need to pop covers off and maintain and clean your radios once a year or twice a year or every other year? I don't know. Like I said, it's debated. The only thing that has piqued my curiosity is I got a fan back here. I'll see if I can zoom in on it with a flashlight. A couple times a year, I got to pull that out and clean it off. I usually take it out to the shop with a compressor and just blow it off. I wouldn't recommend that on radios because an air compressor like a shop is probably going to have moisture in there. So I did buy a couple cans of air. Man, are they expensive, like $8 each, right? So I'll use that and the vacuum with a little bristle brush. The shack's been off for 4 or 5 days, so everything should be discharged, but we won't pry around in there with metal screwdrivers, right? Now, this amplifier, I do pull the cover off once a year because I have a fan blowing into it. Let's see if I can show you that. Little fan mounted right here. Right there. Right there. And then it has an internal fan. And on the cover, I don't know if it'll show up there, you can see dust. So it does dust and lint. So I do like to get that off and make sure the tube's clean because it does get hot. We don't want any fires. So the amplifier I do every year. But my Icom 7300, I don't know, it's like 7 plus, maybe 8 years old. I've never pulled the covers off of that. My 2-meter rig, never popped that off. Well, actually, I took the covers off and put a Bluetooth module in there a couple years ago, and I wasn't paying attention, but it didn't look dirty, but I didn't actually look into the fan and see if it needed cleaning. So we're going to see. We're going to see what's in there, if anything, and try to answer this question. If for nobody else, for me. And I might do the power supply. It's not too much work to get the wires off and whatnot. It doesn't have a fan, but it does have some slits on the top, and that thing ain't been opening. I bought it used over a decade ago. Who knows? It probably I don't even know how old it is. And I don't know, probably never had the covers off, so we'll see what's in there, if anything. They'll give us something to do for a couple hours. A little bit of work to tear this all apart, but hey, a little bit of maintenance never hurt anybody. So let's get going and see what happens. All right, guys, I do this a couple times a year. And it's about time to do it again. Look at the light in there. You can see all the lint this fan. It's just blowing air, circulating air back here. It does get gunk on the fans, okay? And over here, you can see probably it's a little stuff built up on these fins. So, 7300 and this 5100 both have fans, but I've never checked it out. So, we'll get to work, start taking stuff apart and popping covers and see what we find. Alright guys, got the cover off the amp, looks good. A little bit of dust in here, almost nothing really. A little dust on the tube. Most of it is in these vents, you can't really see it, but there's a little bit there. So we'll vacuum that all out. We'll get the air thing and blow it out. It doesn't look too bad at all. A little dust down in there. About what you'd expect after a year. And this has big vents where the radios don't. You know, we got quite a bit of room and we're pushing air into this thing. So not too bad. That fan in there. A little bit. A little bit. Yeah. We'll hit that with the blower and go from there. Not too bad though. All right, guys, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Hold on one second. All right, I think my Elmer Tim may be right. I don't know. We're gonna find out. And there's the back. You can see there's a little bit of dust on there. I really thought there'd be more. Like I said, I've never tried to spray it out, clean it. I've never taken the tops off of this ever in over 7 years, so not much to worry about there. We'll blow it out since we're pulling it apart, but let's pull the top off and see if it has sucked anything into the radio. I'm beginning to doubt it. Let's find out. Let's get all these screws out and pull the cover. All right, so after at least 7 years, back this up. This is the bottom. There's virtually nothing, no dirt, dust whatsoever, okay? Bear with me, let me flip it over. Up here, you can't see it too good. There is just a fine layer of dust over the board, and a little bit in the speaker that I don't even use. Nothing that about 2 seconds worth of this won't take care of. So as far as doing it every year, no way, Jose. It's about 7 years, maybe once a decade, depending on your environment. But it looks very clean. No problemos. So we'll blow that fan out. Then we'll blow this board off a little bit, maybe tickle it with the feather duster, but not much going on in here. I think Elmer Tim was onto something. Next victim, my 5100. Got a lot of dust on top. Looking at fan. Not to get the light, but I'm not seeing much in there either. Ton on the top here. What will it look like inside? All right, guys, that was fun. I stripped a screw, had to get it easy out and all that stuff. Okay, I see a little bit of dust as the fan comes in. This is the top, down here in the cooling fans. I did not pull this cover last time. A little bit of dirt, we'll blow that out. Not bad, considering I've never cleaned this in 6 or 7 years. The bottom, spotless. In fact, there's that little Bluetooth module I put in a couple years ago. That's probably why I didn't think nothing of it. It's clean in here, so we'll get the little air can, blow it out, hit it with a feather duster real quick. Be good for another 7, 8 years. All right. I don't know if we're going to do the power supply or not. We'll see. I'll look at it. All right, we're striking out. Surely this way over a decade-old power supply that the top has never been off, it's got fins up there, will have a bunch of dirt in it. And there's some on the back here. All right, see all that back there? Yeah, that's kind of dirty. I'll clean that with the vacuum here. But inside, it's just got to be a sand mountain, right? We're going to find out. If it's clean in there, I'm going to say cleaning the inside of your radios is a complete waste of time, except maybe every decade. Old Elmer Tim might have been right. Here we go. All right, guys, we're in. And there ain't nothing in here either. This is pretty dang clean. I mean, since I'm in here, I'll blow it out, but nothing to worry about. All right. So I guess this answers the question. I think this is a waste of time. See you, bye. All right, we got the station back. Everything works. Boy, that was a lot of fun. My opinion, probably a waste of time. Amplifier, since it's got such big vents, once a year. That's pretty easy other than it's heavy. The rest of the stuff, I'll probably never do it again. Maybe another decade. So, hey, you don't know until you check it out. Mountain Dew. Wife got, XYL got home with a Mountain Dew for the kid. All right, there you go. My opinion, my vote, unless you're in a real dirty environment. See you, bye.